Welcome to the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
Hopefully a long playoff run for the Ravens. All right, next game, we got the 49ers and the Seahawks, okay? So the Seahawks took an L last week to Kyler Murray and the boys. I don't know if you saw that game, Wes, but damn, that was a great game.
I seen the highlight.
To the end. Yeah, ain't gonna lie, I was watching it low key on the side while I was spending some time with the old lady at the same time. Sometimes you got to do that, you know.
Loyalty. She loyal though. She was there. She loyal. What you mean?
Exactly. You know, so yeah, but I did catch like the last few minutes of that game. It was a crazy game. Obviously, that epic run back by DK Metcalf, who I really think is the new Megatron for real. You know, he Megatron 2.0 for real, because I don't even know if he had, like, Megatron really had the speed that DK has. You know, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Maybe they got a race.
His body alone, like you seen him at the Columbine with his shirt off. I'm like, there was no fat anywhere, just straight muscles. I'm like, come on. Like, nah, man. You remember old school back in the day? Yeah. They had the guy in wrestling, Elegante, where he wore the suit where it was like basically a suit that showed a picture of muscles everywhere it needed to be. Yeah, oh my God. Like, this guy over here was like, yo, but he's the
I remember that shit.
Elegante.
That tall dude, right? That tall dude?
Yeah.
I remember that shit.
He's the living Elegante, like, just like, but again, part man, part, you know, beast. You know, because he's just beasting motherfuckers when he get on the damn field. But you know.
I wasn't sure if he was going to be like that boy, because he didn't really show that much in college. You know, me, I'm watching the college game, high school game, and he didn't show that much in college where you thought like, okay, he's a surefire guy. It wasn't really like at the combine, like you said, where people was really trying to, you know, jump on this kid. But yeah, he is a big difference maker. And the other kid on this team, Tyler Lockett, that kid has been making all kinds of crazy plays. So it seems like Russell Wilson actually has a real receiving core that he didn't have really before. I mean, all he had before was Doug Baldwin was like the only real receiver like he used to have before. But now he got him.
Doug who?
Baldwin.
Oh my, come on, man. Don't nobody remember him, but anybody, only people in Seattle or sports people like me and you.
Yeah, or sports gurus like myself. But but like he was like the only player they had. But now they got, you know, all kinds of players. They got the young boy, not the young boy anymore, but Greg Olsen, you know, from the U there at tight end. They got Chris Carson, who's a really great running back. And their defense is coming along. You know, they're not the Legion of Boom of back in the day, but they're coming along. And I think this team's going to be hungry after a loss like that, a close game against a team that you probably should have beat. You probably should have won that game. And you lost basically on a last-second interception by the great Russell Wilson, which is kind of like crazy that he actually had an interception in the final moments of the game. I think he's going to be hella motivated to come back in this game and really show why he is the front runner for the MVP award. So I think they take out the Niners in this game. The spread is 3 points, and I think they make that and win this game by a touchdown or more. The 49ers are a good team, but they are inconsistent. They've been inconsistent. They're decimated by injuries. The Dolphins, you know, had their best game of the season against the 49ers, and I just can't trust them to beat the Seahawks after a loss. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks to win this game over the 49ers by a touchdown or so.
Okay, so this game, I agree. I got the Seahawks. Why? Of course, they got Russell Wilson. I think, you know, that at the end of the day, by the end of his career, he's going to be a Hall of Famer, first ballot. He does everything right on and off the field. I didn't like him. I used to call him Carlton.
Why?
Because it's just like, Of
He's
course,
kind of a cornball. He's kind of a cornball. I'm
yeah,
not gonna
you
lie.
feel me? I good. You
You know,
bailed me out because I didn't know a nice way of saying it. So yeah,
that's
he's like
probably
a
the nicest
cornball
way
for
to
me.
say it. There's some worse words we could have used, but I feel like he's a cornball.
Yeah,
He's a
but
cheese puff.
exactly, and I didn't like what he did in the beginning with the Sierra. I mean, him, Future and Sierra just broke up, and then like a month later, you feel me? Now again, that's not his
That means
business.
he was already working it, bro. He was
Oh
already
yeah,
working.
He already was making
Going
that play
on.
anyway, but that's not what the media gonna tell you. You feel me? The media is gonna say it's Future, but again, it is what it is. Now, I think Russell Wilson, accurate quarterback. He finds a way to not get hit. He finds a way to make you pissed off. You're looking
Yeah.
at plays like, damn, he did that too. Damn, he's making this throw. Damn, he extended this play. Of course, you got Lockett. You got the new Megatron, with DK Metcalf, the player that I'm pretty sure that every high school, every college, every NFL team is going to go ahead and keep replaying what he did last week as far as never giving up,
Yeah.
and saving that touchdown play. Even though they didn't win the game, I think that they feel they should be really right now 6-0. I know they a little salty about that loss. Russell Wilson, especially because he normally doesn't throw interceptions, and if he do, it's not gonna be like an interception that's gonna be a run back for like 95 yards or something like that. I think that you got the Lockett's just bombing motherfuckers because he got a quarterback that can get him the ball. But of course, like you said, look, the Dolphins is rebuilding right now. Of course, I love my team. I'm a diehard. All Dolphins, all Heat, all but we dominated the shit out of their quarterback, out of their team, to the point where they had to bench their quarterback. You thought he was injured when they took him out the game. He was getting so much sacks from the Dolphins, and if the Dolphins was able to do that, and our team is rebuilding. Now again, I think we're better than people expect, but everybody know what's good with the Seahawks. Everybody know what's good with Russell Wilson. And yeah, it's not the Legion of Boom, but I think it's a better environment for him. He don't need to answer to other people. It's really his team. Those players that thought that Pete Carroll made the wrong decision, obviously they're elsewhere and retired, and he's still getting 12, 13 wins in the league, and always in contention to be the MVP. So, yeah, at the time I was kind of salty too. I didn't like to play Pete Carroll. You caused them a Super Bowl, but you got Russ right now, and the way he's moving, like, how can you go against him? So I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. Why? Because the Dolphins pummeled the 49ers when we did play them. Yeah, they won last week, but if you could lose the way you lost against a rebuilding team, then I already know what Russell Wilson and the Seahawks are gonna go ahead and do. Yeah, so that's my pick.
All right, cool. So still only got one disagreement, but let's go to the next game because I got a feeling that we're gonna have another disagreement on this next game. I'm about to
Let's see.
uh,
Let's see. Let's see.
yes. All right, so the Bills and Wes's beloved Patriots, right? So these two teams are these two teams obviously rivals of the Miami Dolphins, probably not rivals as much as the Jets. We're going to talk about the Jets in a minute too. I do want to get to them, but Patriots and the Bills. This is really an interesting game because this is one of those games that's going to probably be on ESPN depending on the outcome because the Patriots have a losing record, you know? I think this is the first time in my 20 years that the Patriots have a losing
It's
Finally.
God. He's blessing us.
2-4 right now. Like that's just crazy to me just to even look at that number. And they're not favored in this game. Buffalo is favored to win this game by 3.5 points. So I'm thinking, I don't know. I if you're a gambler, not saying that I'm a gambler, I could be maybe in a past life, but most of the time you just don't bet on the Patriots. It's just not smart to do. Because even when you think, oh, this is their time for them to lose or whatever, and then all of a sudden, these bastards grow out of their grave
Yep.
and come through like a zombie apocalypse about to kill everybody.
The
You
evil
know,
empire.
so that's like because you look at their team, like Cam Newton is all in his feelings, like he usually is. Edelman is not himself. Their defense, not playing to a Belichick type of defense. But for some reason, I still feel like they're going to at least make the spread or win this game for some
Patriots?
reason. So I'm going to go with the Patriots to at least make the spread. I'm not sure if they're going to win, but speaking of teams that are suspect, the Bills are suspect too.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of fool's gold. I think they 5-2 record is not really 5-2.
Yeah.
Although they played some good teams, but last week they struggled with the Jets. They should have lost to the Jets last week.
Exactly.
I think they scored only
Stupid.
field goals in that game to beat the lowly Jets. So I feel like if you can only score field goals against the Jets, I think the Patriots are going to figure out what your kryptonite is. I think Palpatine, aka Belichick, is going to figure out why you're only scoring field goals. And I think Cam Newton figures it out. Cam Newton is not consistent, but he has these remarkable games at times. I think he comes through in the clutch and wins the game for the Patriots. What you think?
I mean, we thought we were going to disagree, but we're going to agree right now. One, I want the Patriots to win just because I don't need them having any great draft picks. The more you win, the more it's going to be harder for you to go back to where you was. Now, as far as what Marcus was saying with the Bills, they're suspect. But I like that record. I love that record because it's fool's gold, like he said. You're gonna go ahead and wind up playing certain teams that in the playoffs. If you do make the playoffs, like the Dolphins, if you play the Dolphins, fool's gold, you're gonna wind up playing a better Dolphins team. Of course, we played you this year. Y'all did y'all thing with us, but notice how those losses made us stronger. So going back to the Patriots and the Bills, you got Bill Belichick. Of course, he see what Tom Brady is doing over there. Look, Tom Brady, he just got AB, someone that Bill Belichick didn't want. He got something to prove. I mean, everybody's questioning who did it, who was the greatest. Was it because of Bill Belichick? Was it because of Brady? Right now it's looking like like Brady, but ultimately, trust me, like I said, it's the evil empire. They could look suspect right now. Cam could look crazy right now because I remember how they was looking before he got COVID. They was looking decent, I know Kendrick Nunn, before he had the COVID, he was looking decent. As soon as he got it, his game was kind of off. Everybody's gonna go ahead and rehab and come back from the COVID differently. Hopefully, Cam, you could do what it do because, look, you're fighting for a contract right now. You already said, look, if you keep playing the way you playing right now, you're gonna lose your job permanently. And I know you don't want to be a backup. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna try to bring you as a backup. That's why one of the reasons why nobody signed you in the first place, because you got franchises that should have taken you, like Chicago, that need a quarterback. You got organizations that they just don't want to go ahead and deal with everything that comes around with you. And besides what happened in college, I ain't really hear too much negative about Cam, but your aura around you is so big. certain teams ain't gonna want to go ahead and sign you. So you got to make sure if they're gonna take the risk that Bill Belichick gave you, you better make sure you ball out, because remember what happened to Chad Ochocinco. You know, he went to New England. He didn't. You know, he was all world in the Bengals, and you know, everybody, whatever negative things they had to say about him, wind up being like, oh, see, I was right. He didn't know how. He didn't know how to do this. He's not a, you know. But you got to make sure that you do what it do. So I hate the Patriots. Really didn't like Cam too much, you know. But you know, I fuck with you a little bit, Cam. I hate the Bills. And I want you guys. I want you, Cam, to help me ruin the Patriots by winning these games. You know, you don't need to win the Super Bowl, but win enough games where they're not picking top 5. You know, I want them picking like 15, 16, you know. So that's the only reason I'm picking you guys. Not because I like you, because I hate you. New England upsetting the Jets supposedly by a touchdown.
I see Wes always thinking about the future. You know what I'm saying? Wes always thinking about draft picks, building a team. Wes trying to own a team like long term or be a GM. That's what I'm feeling from Wes. We're gonna start calling Wes Westradamus. Nostradamus is Westradamus.
Why
Thinking about
not?
the future. I feel you on that. I feel you 100%. But all right, next game is the other team in the division is the Jets, and the Jets get to play the best team in the league this week, the Kansas City Chiefs, which is interesting because everybody thought like this was going to be the biggest spread like since like for 10 years, because like the spreads in the NFL are usually not that big. But they're predicting the Chiefs to win by 20, which is a lot of points. You know, 20 points. It's a 20-point spread for the Chiefs to beat the Jets. Ain't no way in hell you should pick the Jets to win the game. But let's think about that spread though. Can they keep it? Can they keep it close? Can they do what I call a backdoor cover, where you know Kansas City just up by touchdowns, they just let the other team just come back and score a late touchdown, all of a sudden they covering? I actually think that's going to happen. I actually think that is actually going to happen, because the Jets, yeah, they've been sorry for these past 3 games, but a lot of people don't know that Sam Darnold wasn't playing those games. Sam Darnold wasn't playing the games that the Dolphins, you know, whooped them up by, you know, shut them out.
We still
Sam
would have
Darnold
whooped
wasn't
their
playing
ass
those
though.
games. Now Sam Darnold, yeah, Dolphins definitely still would have whooped their ass. And Sam Darnold is not a great player by any stretch, but he gives them a better chance to score points than Joe Flacco. And for some reason, I feel like there's going to be a backdoor cover in this game, because I feel like Kansas City, they're going to blow this team out really quickly first half, and they're going to pull their starters. I feel like they're going to pull their starters, because why would you play your starters in that second half if you up by, let's say, you know, 4 touchdowns? And if you're up by 4 touchdowns, 4 to 5 touchdowns, I feel like the Jets, they're going to sneak in, score a couple of touchdowns late, and then all of a sudden the game ends up being like, you know, a 50-30 game, you know? So if it's 50-30, you know, that means the Jets cover. So I am going to go out on a limb. I know that's a big risk. It's a big take. Don't bet the house. Don't bet the mortgage. Don't bet nothing on this game, because it is really a stay away, just because the spread is just way too high for an NFL game. But I do think the Jets keep it close. But I think the Chiefs do what the Chiefs do. I mean, if we could just talk about the Chiefs for a second, god damn, like they got Le'Veon Bell now. You add Le'Veon Bell to this team that already got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who's a rookie who's already balling. So you already know he's going to be balling for at least a good 5 years. You got Tyreek Hill, one of the fastest players in the NFL at receiver. You got Travis Kelce, the best tight end in the league right now. And Patrick Mahomes, I ain't even talking about him yet. You could call him the best quarterback in the league right now. You got Honey Badger on the other side. You got a decent defense that, you know, can stop people enough, especially if they got a lead.
Mhm.
So it's hard to imagine this team like not making it to the Super Bowl at this point. You know, it's just hard. It's hard to fathom that the Kansas City Chiefs are not going to make it to the Super Bowl.
Same
Like
thing like the
if they don't make
Patriots,
it, it's
not
an
the
upset.
Patriots. Same thing like Tampa Bay. That would be a great matchup. The Kansas City Chiefs versus Tampa Bay
Right.
Bucks. That would be a great one. But for me, it's not going to be as elaborate as Marcus. He already said all my points for me as far as with Le'Veon Bell, as far as Hunt, as far as the quarterback. Like, come on, man, this is a cheat code. Like, look, you got one team that the coach is in the outs right now on the hot seat. Um, I'm not sure if Sam Darnold is coming back, but even if he was coming back, I know he want to win this game as much as he can. But like, look, you're going against a dream team, and you're going against a
Yeah.
team where everybody knows that at the end of the season, if not the next game or at the end of the game, your head coach is going to be fired. So yeah, Sam Darnold, you want to win because you don't want Trevor Lawrence taking your spot. But look, Kansas City is unstoppable right now. Of course, especially against that team. Now, if it was another team, like I told you, normally Kansas City, they start off slow, but I think that they're gonna go ahead and just be like we're back, and we deserve to be champions and to try to be repeat champions, even though it's real hard in the NFL. I'll just go ahead and go with KC. KC is going to win because you got the garbage Jets. You got the garbage coach, very dysfunctional. The owner's not even in town, because of, his politics that he does right now. So quick, Kansas City is going to go ahead and win. There's going to be a blowout. And yeah, by the time the end of the game, you will see on the Bleacher Report that Adam Gase has been fired as the head coach of the Jets, which will be great because I know if they get a new coach, that new coach is going to give him a jump where he's going to at least win one or two games. Please win a few games and not have Trevor Lawrence come and be the new Tom Brady of the AFC, please. But yeah, Kansas City win.
All right. So last two games, just because they the Sunday night and the Monday night game, real quick, because we about to close this thing out real quick. I like the Eagles to beat Dallas, and I like the Bucks to beat the Giants. Those are real easy games to pick. Cowboys are garbage, man. And who knows who's gonna be the quarterback? Andy Dalton had a concussion last week, so you got to go with the Eagles. They're just a little bit better than the Cowboys, and then the Giants. They just so trash right now, and the Bucks are on fire. So I like the Bucks and the Eagles.
Okay,
Who you
so
got, Wes? I'll be
you
right back.
know, as far as with Dallas Cowboys, I'm gonna pick the Eagles. It's a rivalry game, yeah, but like, look, Dallas, like, I don't know what's going on. Jared Jones already said that he's gonna have a lot of changes. I don't know if and I think next year the salary cap is gonna be going down in the NFL because of COVID. So I think you're gonna see a lot of trades. You already seen that they already traded their defensive end. I think his name is Griffin. I think it's rebuild mode right now. Jerry Jones know that, look, Dak is gone. He's in the search for a new quarterback, and Dalton is not the answer. That's the whole reason why you're not in Cincinnati right now, and they got Joe Burrow. So, it's a rivalry game, but I'm not watching this game. I'm pretty sure Marcus is not watching this game because this game is worthless,
Spend quality time with the wife Sunday night.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
get to
gonna
chill.
quality time. I ain't gonna be watching like on the phone next to her. Nah, I ain't gonna.
Exactly. So the
No
Eagles,
point.
exactly. So the Eagles gonna go ahead and win that game. And look, we got another dream team, Tampa Bay Bucks versus the Giants. Like, look, um, You think they're gonna make AB lose that first game, Tom Brady? Hell no. Tom Brady's
No.
had practically his best season statistically wise. I heard them talking about it. I don't know the exact numbers because it's not in front of me, but like, look, he has the best weapons, and he continues to have that chip on his shoulder for Bill Belichick. I'm gonna show you. This is why I needed to be in New England. This is Robert Kraft. You needed to fire him, even though I think that would have been overboard. But like, look, I mean, look at the rosters. I mean, I think Bill Belichick is the general manager as well. So, I mean, you have no wide receivers. Edelman is like a shell of himself. You wind up getting Cam Newton off a fluke because for some reason he was blackballed and he hasn't done anything or said anything publicly that would have people not want to, take him as a shot. But you got these garbage quarterbacks getting jobs before him. But that's another story. So, I think that Tampa Bay is going to do what they do. Gronk is coming into form. AB, I don't think he's going to have that many. He's going to be there as a decoy.
Actually, I don't think he's playing. I don't think he's playing this game yet.
Oh, yeah, because of COVID protocol. Yeah.
He'll be next week, though.
It don't even matter.
But,
even without him, they're going to do exactly what they've been doing.
Chris Godwin also not in this game because he got a broken finger, but it don't matter. They still got Mike Evans. They got all these weapons. They favored by 10.5. They gonna make that. So lay to 10. Bet the Bucks. Don't believe in the Giants. Maybe the Cowboys cover. So maybe the Cowboys cover because the Eagles are just garbage too. So maybe they cover it's a 7.5 point spread. If you want to roll with the Cowboys to cover that 7, I ain't mad at you one bit. But that's it for the NFL picks. I'm just gonna run down some real quick high school games because
there we go.
For the first time in this COVID year, we actually have